Prices are increasing. Many products are rapidly raising their cost, but one item that has always been overpriced are shoes. Basketball shoes and baseball cleats range from $70 to over $200. But my brand, Jeekers, will completely revolutionize the shoe industry. Now, you must be wondering, what makes your shoes different from top brands like Nike, Adidas, and others? What if I told you that you only needed one pair of shoes to play basketball, baseball, and to use in your daily life for jogging and going to a store? You can get this for an extraordinary price of $64.99. Now you must be, I know what you're thinking. Are you trying to fool me? Is this a gimmick? No way. This is the truth, and I will explain to you how. My company's research shows that the reason that most shoes are so expensive today is because of the high cost of such high quality materials such as leather, suede, and nylon. Looking for an alternative, my company created a new material. We call it Sleather. Sleather is as durable as leather and provides as much comfort as suede. And the best part is, we can create it for 1/4 the cost of a regular material used on a shoe. Having saved so much money for the material of the shoe, we can divert part of our cost to help to perfect the abilities of the unique Jeeker. The Jeeker is very lightweight. This is an advantage because you can jump higher and run faster. Another amazing attribute is that the Jeeker has an interchangeable skin. As a kid myself, I get bored of wearing the same shoe with the same color over and over again. With skins, you can change the look of a Jeeker in the blink of an eye. The skins can be velcroed on to the back of the shoe and can also be removed with ease. Finally, Jeekers also has a dual sole. Yes, I said it, a dual sole. Now, what does this mean? A dual sole is a sole that can be used for two different sports. My sole has a great traction. There are small quadrilaterals located on respective locations on the sole. These quadrilaterals are actually spikes used for baseball. With the push of a button located on the outer part of the shoe, the spikes will come out and lock so that they are firm while you're playing a game of baseball. Once you're done, you can push the button, put the spikes back in, and let go. This procedure will lock the spikes back into the shoe, and then you can use the sole for running or basketball. I am very confident that Jeekers can turn into a very popular household name, and it will be very popular amongst children and teenagers. The only question that remains is, will you invest? Thank you. I will now take questions.
Any questions for Jeekers? Is it Jeekers?
Jeekers, yeah.
Jeekers, okay.
How will you educate the consumers about your Jeekers? Because I know, like, pretty much all the people just want Nike shoes. Like, how will you market this?
Well, one of the reasons I'm giving this pitch is to get funds, and with those funds, I'll be using it to advertise my line of shoes. And another thing is that it's much cheaper, much cheaper than Nike and Adidas. The reason that Nike is so expensive and it's so popular is just because of their logo, and that so many athletes sign with it. When my brand becomes popular enough, people will want to sign with my brand, and that from there, success will just come right to me.
Mister?
Well, how will you advertise this?
On the internet with money, having a dual sole is completely new. It's not been invented anywhere else yet. So on the internet, people will see my advertisement, they'll be like, wow. And then that's gonna bring them to my website, and then they can check it out and they might want to buy it, and that's how it's gonna become more popular.
don't you think the sole of the shoe has to be really flexible? And if it's interchangeable, it cannot stay in place?
It's not interchangeable. It has,
It's a dual sole.
yeah,
Retracts the spikes.
there's spikes are,
But
with the
that,
push of a button, the spikes come out.
but that'll make it hard.
Okay, so then if you're running, somebody accidentally hits you, the spikes come out. Then you don't want them.
It's locked into the shoe with the push of a button, then comes out.
Yeah, so when you're running, if you're tackling someone or playing with someone, so they accidentally hit your shoe, the button is on the outside.
Yeah, but if your feet are on the ground and the button gets pushed, how is it going to come out? Your feet has to be up, and then when the button gets pushed, then the spikes would come out.
The button is on the sole?
Yeah, it's on the sole.
Okay. Sure, you had a question?
How can you say that your new material, leather, is as durable as leather and as comfortable as suede when it actually hasn't been made and it hasn't been tested? So how can you assume those two?
We've already made prototypes. We've been testing this for 2 years. Once we made suede, then we tested it. We did tests with suede. Once we made leather, then we tested it with suede and leather, and we find out that it shares similar characteristics.
And you said it's 1/3 the cost? How is
1/4.
that possible? 1/4, how is that?
You're not actually, when we make it, we're not actually using suede and leather and combining them. We're using our own materials, and we're, through a chemical process, we're combining them and we're creating leather.
Okay, last question.
As a basketball fan, if you run with your track or the regular basketball sole repeatedly back and forth, store whatever, it's gonna start losing traction. So you also can't run with you can't run with spikes on your feet because you can't run with cleats everywhere. So won't they both wear down?
Well, spikes, well, you said that you can't run with spikes, obviously, but the spikes aren't coming out while you're running.
No, I'm saying like if you were to just put basketball shoes, like if I were to wear basketball shoes and go everywhere, the traction is going to start wearing down and your shoes now rendered useless. So you have to technically replace these shoes more often than regular running shoes.
Well, when you look at a normal running shoe or a basketball shoe, they have similar traction to my shoe, so I mean, I don't get what you're,
All right, thank you.
yeah.